Well, welcome to the Carport Design Studio, and this is our construction fabrication place. And what we've been working on all summer is how to build farm infrastructure and garden construction. And the thing that the guiding principle was that we believe that this galvanized steel tubing is the best building material that you can use because it's very inexpensive and available. But here's what we found. Galvanized steel tubing is strong, lightweight, it lasts forever, it's easily available, it's cheap, and it's easy to scale up. And because the designs you're going to see me make in a minute can be made into 3/4 and 1-inch pipe to do bigger things. But here's what we learned this year. The secret to fabrication is your connectors. Now, the modern type connectors are made by Simpson Strong tie and specialty applications that are engineered. The other type of connectors are ancient, where it's animal parts and plant fibers. And then what we specialize in is our handcrafted using sheet metal, plywood, copper, and brass. And you'll see the types of connectors that we make, because the secret to fabrication in modern times, in the olden days it was all about joinery and finger joints and things like that, but in modern times it's the connectors that make the difference. And there's this company called Simpson Strong tie, and they make these kind of connectors, and they make also huge numbers of big ones for big buildings. And listen, it's the biggest part of what Luke and I have worked on this summer. We believe Simpson Strong ties can re-engineer a new line of products that are similar to my handcrafted connectors. Because you see, when you bend them around a corner and make them like this, you can put together these beautiful designs that Luke has made this summer. So it would be great if Simpson would come talk to me and come talk to our design team and build a whole new line of products, because what we do is we make things that are bicycle scale for farm. You see, there's a new type of farming that's called no-till farming, and it allows the farmer to put in less energy and get back more. And in order to do that, you have to have a new type of implements. So some of the implements that we are working on, I'll show you over here, is products you can make. You can make a potting bench. You can make all kinds of fencing with these materials. Mobile, here's a mobile sink. Now, it's not complete. Has a backboard on it, has an automatic switch on it, and a few other things. Some of the other stuff that you can make are chicken pens, greenhouses, and actually you're in a high tunnel right now. This we call it a carport, but we have a system for making it so the legs can go up and you can make your high tunnels as high as you want. And what else do we make? Pet enclosures of all kinds. And that's one of the messages I'm giving to Simpson. You see, we work with 1/2 inch to make equipment that's bicycle scale, and it also is adaptable to these modern tools that that cut and the battery operated tools. But we believe that if Simpson would work with us, they could go to a scale of 3/4 and 1 inch, because when you raise animals and you need pet enclosures, you need just a little bit bigger beef. Most of what I work with is, you see, I went to a class at Oregon State University for veterans who want to start farms. And the first thing they did was divide us into 2 halves. One of us that are vegetable oriented and one that's animal oriented. But when you scale up, when you do animals, you have to scale up a little bigger than what us vegetarians you do. Okay, I'm not a vegetarian, I just a plant-based diet. Now, we can also build wagons. I want to talk about my favorite design. I've developed a dehydrator that can be out in the field. And around here, there's like a lot of organic farmers. And quite frankly, they grow a lot of food that doesn't make it to the market. So I believe that working with Oregon State University's Small Farm Extension and working with the Linus Pauling organization at Oregon State, we can develop a bunch of products that use the organic materials that are available from these organic farmers, but you see, each one can't run a kitchen. Each one can't do it all. So we're going to have a collective that brings in, and I don't have it with me, but I got a big old bag of Swiss chard that's dehydrated, made into a powder. I make some pancakes with it. It's delicious, and it's also healthy. So we have some bigger missions. We're going to make farm infrastructure until it's able to do it. And I'll tell you another thing is too, there's these new battery-powered bicycles. And when you incorporate that into the designs that we have, you can pump water, move air, and do a lot of things that you couldn't do before. So I'm very excited about it. And so one thing about Simpson that I wanted to mention is there's 3 things that I think they might consider doing. Number one is Luke has spent the whole summer working with the simplest designs that you have in order to make garden carts that are 2 foot wide. They're just the best you could imagine. He's really done it. He invented a whole system of design called the panels, so that the plywood is inside the pipe. It's really great. You're going to see him make it later. Now, here's the thing. I can make connectors that Simpson's not using, and they could make these. The other thing I was going to mention to Simpson is that give Luke a scholarship. Number 2, I know some land on the coast that's it's in Coos Bay, North Bend, and it's a perfect farm to set up an example farm. The reason it's a perfect piece of land is they have 2 water sources. They have one that comes off the mountain that's over 90 feet with PSI real strong, and they can generate electricity. It's undeveloped land. They have another beaver pond that can be used for a great deal. They have a banana belt down at the bottom, which can grow a variety of things. And then they have the mountainside, which they can terrace and grow more. Let me tell you, Simpson, you guys are going to hear me. One of the reasons you ought to do this, they have some cabins there, but across the street, you can catch sturgeon and salmon right there. So what a wonderful place to set up a farm. An example farm would be a place where you can catch a lot of fish. It's in the Coos Bay, North Bend area. And in fact, I've heard that Simpson started out there because there's a place called something Acres. It's really beautiful garden. I've heard that Simpson is the sponsor of that. Thank you. Now, lastly, okay, so what we want to do is talk a little bit about designs. Before I lost the place there, and so you'll have to forgive me. You see, when I was first working with this, we were building cube designs. And that's these kind of designs here, where you just build a cube, and then you adapt it so that it is usable for mobile and all kinds of things. And the one I'm working on over here is a mobile workshop. It's a nice cube, and then inside of it you can put your tools, and on top is a workbench. It's over there. Anyway, I'll show you a few of our designs. If you'll just take a walk with me. Here's a fence panel that Luke made, and this fence panel is very inexpensive, strong, and it can be made in any size you want. Then I'll show you my favorite wagon. This little wagon is made, it was one of the first ones Luke made, and it's a cube. Then we put the plywood in it, and there's a top that goes on it, and this becomes a workshop, mobile workshop, and we have a little roof that we're going to put on it. Now here's a early wagon that we made, and what the nice feature on this one is you see the wheels? They're made with recycled bicycle wheels. We developed a system that is really strong that uses the bicycle wheels. Now I'm going to put that in a different, it gets too detailed to explain how to recycle bicycle wheels, but we'll do that in a separate video. Now, this is the one that Luke came up with. This is the panel design, and here's the hand truck that's holding it. The weight is evenly distributed from the hand truck to these bars to here. So it's a really good design. It's strong, and as Luke will show you later, this thing is easy to put together. We use marine grade plywood, Simpson Strong ties, 1/2 inch metal tubing that's galvanized, and it's a beautiful thing. If you'd like, I'll show you the chicken tractors we make. They're really good. And I'll tell you something. When I hired Luke, I was going to have him make chicken tractors, but we got off onto making wagons, and we had a great summer. Okay, come on, I'll show you a chicken tractor. Well, this one here is rather small, but what's unique about it is we invented a system of hinges so that the roof can come up and on. And this one is small for children, so that they can, you see, this little gate that we made in the back comes down, and if you have rabbits or some animal that the children like, they can be right here and be close to their animal, and yet it can be put up like this and it's safe. So it's a small, friendly design of a chicken tractor. And this is what Luke didn't build because it was already built. I'll show you one more chicken tractor. Come on, take a look. You see, what's unique about this tractor, chicken tractor, is when we made it, we did as much as we could to optimize the design. So this is a 4x8 sheet of plywood, which becomes the total roof, and this is cut back to 7'6", and it's up. And this is where we learned how, you see these wheels right here came from an old bicycle that was beat up and broken, and we took them out and we built our support on the inside. And this is a mobile chicken tractor. And for those of you who don't know what chicken tractors are, I'll show you. You lift it up, and listen, I tell you what, my roof's going to fall off. We don't have the roof screwed down. So that's it. That's the majority of the things that we build. And what we want to do is revolutionize the design for no-till farming, so that people can get into the business. And there's one other thing I wanted to say about what Luke did this summer. He came here with the two objectives. One is to master the design on a garden cart, and number two was to show a young person how to build a business. Well, Luke's going away to the university, so that second part of that mission is still open. And anybody who wants to help us, we believe that it's possible to learn how to use these materials and start a fabrication business that would serve a community and make you a living. Well, let me hope that you appreciate the work that we're doing here, and we're going to keep at it. Thank you.